If you're a cold-blooded Canadian with a hankering for a handsome and rugged wagon, then Volkswagen has just done you a solid. This is the all-new Volkswagen Golf Alltrack, and if you like traction, flexibility, and space and don't want to blend into a beige sea of crossover SUVs, it's worthy of your immediate attention. You're looking at a Golf wagon with a mild suspension lift, some unique styling, rugged body cladding for a look that's all backwoodsy, and 4Motion all-wheel drive for traction like that crossover SUV your neighbors all have. It's easy to get in and out of. You sit down into the Alltrack rather than sliding over or jumping up. The load floor to the generously sized cargo area sits at about knee height, making it easier to load certain types of gear and certain types of canines. And of course, if you need more room, those rear seats fold down lickety-split. Overall cargo capacity is in the same ballpark as many a compact crossover, and Alltrack's cargo hold is flat, wide, largely square, and easy to pack full of things and configure to the job at hand. The cabin is very V-dub, elegant, simple, upscale, nicely built, and quite the styling theme going on, where the Subaru Outback has numerous interfaces and consoles and displays with different themes and fonts that make for a relatively disorganized look. Visually, the Alltrack's numerous interior styling elements all work more nicely with one another. There's room in here for an average-sized family of 5 or 4 big adults and their things. Front seats, roomy enough for 2 grown-ups, no issue, and a driving position that's more car-like than crossover-like. Good levels of at-hand storage, too. Rear seats are adult-friendly, lots of room for 2, and easy access, though headroom tightens up fairly quickly for taller folks. Look for a panoramic sunroof, a premium Fender stereo, multimedia touchscreen interface with proximity sensors that activate additional controls only when your hand gets close, and full Android Auto and Apple CarPlay capability, which are the new must-have connected car features and basically turn the central screen into your smartphone. In all, it's pretty high-tech, fancy-looking, and premium in here. Of course, you pay for it.
Now, a Golf sport wagon, which this Golf Alltrack is based on, is priced from about 23 grand. At the time of filming this, the Alltrack was only available in one trim level, and you're looking at it and it's 35 grand. This one has the driver assistance and the light and sound packages, making it more like 38. Now that's not cheap, and though apparently lower grade and less expensive versions of this machine are coming, at this price point anyways, this Golf Alltrack is going to be a bit of a niche product.
These days, wagons are all pretty much niche products since almost nobody buys them, but like the Subaru Outback with which this Alltrack competes, they do make a compelling alternative to a taller and larger crossover, and even more so if you don't want to blend in. So, how's it drive? Stiffer and more sporty than I expected, but not uncomfortable. The Alltrack handles better than it looks like it handles, feels light on its feet, and the steering can be customized between a light and lazy normal mode and a stiffer, more locked-on sport mode too. The suspension reminds me of a luxury sport sedan. Alltrack doesn't float on a cloud, and the ride can get busy on rougher roads, but if you like flat handling and confident browsing of your favorite corners with a responsive steering system rather than handling that's more like a burrito truck, you'll like what's happening. Noise levels disappointed. You'll have to raise your voice to have a conversation at speed, and given the luxurious look of the cabin and the Alltrack's price tag, I was expecting a quieter ride. Brakes lack precision at the pedal, but pull the Alltrack down from speed in a relative hurry when required. On the highway, you'll appreciate the adaptive cruise control, which automatically adjusts the Alltrack's speed and position relative to traffic, so you don't have to. This is a fairly common feature nowadays, but the Alltrack system is notably smooth, consistent, and virtually invisible when it makes adjustments. And if you're on a rougher road, you'll appreciate the very rigid new frame structure. This car feels absolutely solid and durable underneath you with no detectable body flex, and I love that. Under the hood, this new generation 1.8-liter turbo 4-cylinder spins up 170 horsepower and 200 pounds of torque. It's liquid smooth, fairly quiet, and pleasingly responsive even at very low revs. You're up to speed with ease and without breaking 1800 RPM and without hearing a peep. The VW Direct Shift Gearbox Transmission, or DSG, just adds to the smoothness since you can't really ever feel it shift. So a very impressive driveline where refinement is concerned. Power output is pleasing and adequate. Some may wish for a few more ponies, including me, but this machine does promise good mileage, though this tester wasn't broken in yet, so my fuel consumption figures were inconclusive. And apparently, if you like, a manual transmission option is coming even with the all-wheel drive. I know a good headlight system when I see one, and this one fits the bill. Dual xenon lamps and mighty powerful high beams mean you won't easily outrun the headlights, and my eyes were fresh and alert even hours into a late night drive. Finally, if you happen to be visiting the road less traveled, Alltrack has your back. I'd advise keeping your hero switch in the off position and not trying to climb any boulders or cross any deep water, but with the off-road mode engaged, the all-wheel drive system is on high alert for signs of wheel slippage, finds traction almost anywhere, and inches the thing down steep hills as required.
There's one other thing, and that's the maneuverability, and few crossovers do it quite this well. First, because the turning circle is surprisingly small. I can make a 180 on a 2-lane road just by taking a little bit of the shoulder, no need for a 3-point turn. Further to that, the steering is so light at low speeds that you can work it with just one finger. And the backup camera, well, have a look. It's wide angle, high resolution, and since it hides in here, it's always clean. That's all good stuff if you're moving around in tight quarters.
Gripes: the pixelated one-color driver computer display looks a bit too low-tech and low-budget against the rest of this interior, and the suspension can get fairly noisy in an off-road setting on rougher surfaces too. Finally, Alltrack rolls on car tires. Be sure to keep that in mind before you try to follow any forerunners into the wilderness. End of the day, here's a unique alternative to a common crossover driving experience in a pricey but compelling package that'll easily scratch the itch to stand out. Enjoy a great cabin, a great driveline, tremendous versatility, and a downright handsome and rugged look. If those attributes are on your new vehicle wish list, the Alltrack is worthy of your immediate attention. Thanks for watching.